You're listening to Adeshokbe Live.
The thing is, one thing I want upcoming artists to know, and I think a lot of artists in my generation made that mistake. Some artists, sometimes you feel the industry is not working for you. But no matter how much the industry is not working for you, there are some people on your side.
It's still working.
There are some people on your side. So if you focus too much on the part of the industry that's not working for you, you will forget the ones that are for you. The ones that are for you are enough to blow you.
There could be genetics in, being athletic and being a sports person.
Yeah.
Can genetics have something to play in being a womanizer?
It can, yeah. It can. And I think
How do we help a genetically
engineered
womanizer?
prostitute? Can't join that conversation of patriarchy or men cheat when you are supported by a married
man that's cheating.
The Afrobeats Podcast.
I go by the name Adeshokbe Olajide, and this is the official Afrobeats podcast where we break down the hottest topics within the culture. And once in a while, I'm joined in the studio by a special guest to tell their stories as well. Now, because I was looking elsewhere. So he switched it up. Anyway, that's my producer just being naughty. Welcome to a brand new episode. As always, thank you very much for subscriptions, comments, liking, sharing. We appreciate that. It's gone through the roof, and we're definitely taking it to the next level in 2022. Again, big shout outs to the entire team, Afromedia, LM Studios, and Shoobs.com, where you could get your tickets to all events happening, where if it's a bottomless brunches, you want a ladies' night out, clubs, events to go to, concerts in the UK, you can go over to Shoobs.com and pick up your tickets. And if you're an event organizer looking to sell out your event, it's very simple. Put your tickets and your events on Shoobs.com, and guess what? You'll be sold out in no time. Joining me in the studios all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, albeit being in London for quite some time, it's been very cold, he tells me, is a brother who is not only known in the music space as an Afrobeat star, but he's also taking on the mantle of a completely different career within the entertainment industry, some would say. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for one half of Skuki. He's called AKA Peeshaun, my brother.
Shopsy, the best artist. Energy. Back.
Listen,
Nice one.
bro, welcome to town, man.
Yeah, man. It feels good in here. It feels good.
Like I said it's one half of Skuki. You guys it's interesting nowadays that people would talk about Skuki like, you guys you've been around for quite some time.
Yeah, most def.
Before we even go into your own individual story, let's talk about Skuki.
As a group.
Who is Skuki as a group? Where did it start from? And how has the journey been so far?
Okay, Skuki Peeshaun Vavavoom. The journey started from Ibadan. Started from
That's
Ibadan,
my city.
You boy.
What are you talking about? I be that's why the ginger did like this.
That's so, yes,
because we're very authentic in Ibadan.
Straight.
Very authentic.
100%.
We love something, we
100%.
love it. We're passionate about
That's it.
something, we're
We go all
passionate
the way.
about it. Yeah.
So, the journey started back in the 2000s till we now had our breakthrough 2010. We won the next rated.
Next rated.
Yeah, we won the next rated at the Headies. So, coming straight from Ibadan.
Breaking into the hard
coming
Lagos
to Lagos,
market.
you understand, not even knowing anybody, and we did Manyeni Banga. That was the jam. That was the jam, and the song took us right there. It took us right there, and we got to win the next rated in 2010. And that was just the platform that just launched us out there. We got next rated the year before Wheezy. Then after Wheezy was David,
yeah, and then I think Sean Tizzle also picked it up.
Yeah, Sean Tizzle now picked up. So 2010 was us.
For a couple of people that are watching now or listening to this podcast, I'll be thinking about the Next Rated Award. So the Headies Award in Nigeria is one of the most prestigious award organizations in Africa, especially Nigeria. It is known for birthing those that have gone on to do incredible things within the music industry. As he said right there, some of the people that have picked up the same category award as they did are the likes of Wizkid, David. These are artists that today have become icons and legends. Carry on, my brother.
So, it was amazing journey, back to back. Manyeni Banga, Peteru with Olamide, Tada-tidito, with Tiwa Savage, then Woli Agba, Pass the Agbara.
Pass the Agara.
It's been a whole journey, I swear. I'm sure pretty much any artist could write a book about the entertainment industry in Nigeria, because I won't say we developed it, but everybody has been contributing, to where we are today,
Facts.
And big shout out to everybody who has come to set up one record label. Maybe the artist got there or didn't get there, It's the blood, sweat, and tears of everybody who has contributed one thing or the other, and it keeps going on. Like I always say, what them the Badge and Don Jazzy, them P Square were coming to do on this side.
Facts.
And you guys, I see you, Shop. So when you post throwback, if you do a documentary now, you'll be a hit,
Yeah.
You see, you post throwback videos of interviews with all these guys from 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. So everything was opening the doors here, one by one, and then a new generation of artists to come, they will contribute.
They'll take it to the next level.
So, you keep climbing, it's like climbing on the shoulders of a giant. Yeah.
Facts.
So that's where we are today.
Facts.
And we pray that the next generation of artists will even take it bigger than anything we've seen.
Facts.
Because that means we're growing.
You've been in this game, at least you talk about winning, the Headies Award in 2010, which basically...
that's 12 years.
Exactly. Which basically means you've been around, especially at some of the most exciting and pivotal times of Afrobeats, where, we've seen it from the ground up.
Yep.
Tell me some of your experiences back then, trying to record. What was it like trying to record, trying to get your music out, distribution, getting on radio? Talk to me, and talk to the listeners and viewers about what those were like back in Nigeria.
So, I was FaceTiming with Smith the other day, and he said you guys that were doing music then, the way streams are, if they were streaming music back then, that time we used to beg people
to post your music for free.
We used to share our CD in traffic. Third Mainland Bridge, traffic hour. We'll stop. Mind you, any banger. We actually we'll drive to Third Mainland Bridge, and when we'll get each car. We'll be like, okay, this person looks like a what's up guy. We'll go knock on their window, give them the CD. We'll go give them this. And that's actually how the song got on. There's a radio station in Nigeria, Inspiration FM. There's a guy we gave in traffic. His sister actually walked on Inspiration FM.
Wow.
So he heard it and went home and gave it. I said, some boys I don't know them, and gave his sister. And that's how she went to slam it on radio. And that's how she now told us story much later when we finally got to meet her, So those days, there was no internet. You do your song today, you can't just post it and get it out there to your audience. There was a middleman to get to your audience, and that's TV, radio, and everything. So the other way to go about is share CDs, go to Unilag, be sharing it to students, some will tell you off, some will collect it, but that was basically the hustle. But, it was big things were happening at that time. Gongaso was hitting.
It was an international
hits were killing it. So, there was so much encouragement, and so we just the hustle and back.
You talked about, investors coming into the game, those that set up record labels, and stuff like that. What was it like trying to find investment? What were some of the things that, palatable and unpalatable?
Yeah.
That
the thing is, those days, it was so capital intensive. It was so capital intensive because you need to get on the mainstream media. You need to get on TV and you need to get on radio. And you need to get as much airplay as you want, And first of all, you need to find a sponsor. People will say record label, but it was most of the time sponsor. Somebody that would just say, okay, do you know how to do it? Okay, do you know this DJ? Do you know that presenter? Do you know this OAP? Do you know that person? So if you can find somebody that could put money into you, and that money safe, most times it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, Big shout out to my first record label, Dafila. The guy put a lot of sweat into it, contributed to it because he believed in us, and I'm so grateful to him. So a lot of we see even blow, we reach there, we collect out many artists. Many. I know how many artists we left Ibadan together that didn't get there, and from people are trying from all the places. So it was so capital intensive. And the not palatable side is that the middlemen were very brutal those days. They were very brutal, And you know what I mean when I say middlemen? So they were very brutal. No, even can even talk because then chop us well. As an artist.
Be careful on knocking the table.
Sorry.
The producer will kill you.
you know. So you have to sort this person, sort that person, and there's still no guarantee that they will play your music. So coming as a new cat in the game, you might sort that person, help me play my music. They will now not play it. You can't rake for them, because you rake for them, they will blacklist you and tell their friends, you know. But all that middleman issue is off right now, you know. Artists nowadays can go directly to their fans, because you guys have streams and everything, you know. You just have to put in the work, you know. I heard Buju saying he basically blew off Twitter. He just always tweeted, and Twitter kind of made him, you know, and he caught attention from there. So that was where he started catching fire from. Of course, other things contributed,
of course,
you know.
Of course.
So, but there's even somewhere to have a voice.
Facts.
But that time, you just need to approach the middlemen. So, but it's all part of the game, you know. No need for feeling like a victim or anything. It is what it is, you know. People were killing it. The thing is, one thing I want upcoming artists to know, and I think a lot of artists in my generation made that mistake. Some artists, sometimes you feel the industry is not working for you. But no matter how much the industry is not working for you, there are some people on your side.
It's still working.
There are some people on your side. So if you focus too much on the part of the industry that's not working for you, you will forget the ones that are for you. The ones that are for you are enough to blow you. Forget that OAP that said, bring 100K, I will not play your music. Forget that one that collected 100K for you and did not play it. You know, they are the ones that without a dime, I know many OAPs that played my
Facts.
without taking a dime.
Facts.
Many, and they
Facts.
had prime time on radio, you know, on radio.
Facts.
So,
this is the first time I'm meeting you.
yeah, but Shopsy, you even remember one time you sent me a word and said, "Guy,
send me this
send
song.
me your thing."
I remember.
You
man.
remember?
Yeah,
I actually made a video one time,
Facts.
making fun of you.
Yes.
That this is how Shopsy will be hyping your song. You know, so Shopsy will make people like your song.
Yeah.
You make people like the way he's hyping the song, not even the song. So they too want to hype the song, then your song is hyped. You know.
Yeah,
so there are a lot of real people like this, like you, in the UK, in Lagos too. You know, in Nigeria, everywhere. But sometimes artists focus on the parts that are not working, you know. And I started realizing that, you know, going into maturing in the entertainment industry, I had a conversation with Olamide, and he actually shed light on that part. That if you are too focused on the negative energy, it will drown you.
Facts.
You know? There are so many. Every artist can come out and say they hate me, they don't support me.
Facts.
When I do this,
Even
but,
all of us creators.
you know, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. So just focus on what is working for you, and that's enough to get you there.
Facts. Now, you know, I also remember very, very well when I went to Nigeria. I think it was 2017 at Davido concert.
Yeah.
You guys performed.
Yeah.
And you shut it down. You had one of the hottest records in the country at that time.
Yeah,
What record was that?
Pass the Agbara.
Pass the Agbara. That was mad. Because I was standing in one place, the place was packed. When you guys went on stage, it was a mad shutdown. Do you like? I know for the last maybe a couple of years, 2 years or whatever. Now you've been focused on your new path.
Yeah.
Do you miss, you know,
So much,
the
man.
stage,
Music is my first love. So much, man. So much. But then me and Vavaboom will still drop on.
Vavaboom is your blood brother.
Blood, same father, same mother. He's just 1 year older than me.
So what is he doing right now?
Vavaboom is so much into real estate.
Are you for real?
Yeah, he's so much into real estate, and Baba don't taste money for there. So to compose down there, I'll come studio tomorrow. You know, but you know, you can't run away from something that you know that's your first love. And
passion.
And there's something I also realized again, that the way things are, the new generation of fans we have now, they embrace basically anything.
Facts.
As long as it's good vibes.
Facts.
You know, they are not so critical about who is bringing it forward, but as long as the vibe gels.
And it matches what they, it matches them.
I mean, they'll vibe. I see kids vibing to Missy, Get Your Freak On TikTok.
Facts.
I see.
Right now.
Yeah, I went to a family party and they were playing music for the kids, and they were like, "Oh, give us a TikTok playlist."
Yes.
And they were playing songs, Watch Me Weep, Watch Me Nene, and these are kids that were not born, or maybe they were
Facts.
dance to Missy songs that we dance to, you know.
90s. That's what they're rocking to now.
Know, so, and that's all these artists still making money upstream.
Facts.
You know, so anybody can still bring a vibe to the game.
Yes.
Just don't be rigid about, this was how if the style you did back then is outdated, look at what these kids want, you know, bring it. If TikTok is the language they are speaking, try and speak their language. We're talking about business here, you know, it's show business. So the business part of it is you should need to come how they would be able to speak the language. So that's basically it.
Talk to me about this new journey and path you're on. All of a sudden, I'm on social media. Of course, I know Peeshaun as a musician and all of that. And then I'm seeing the brother sit down, breaking down relationships, started to put out videos that instantly started to catch attention, go viral, where you're critiquing people's relationships, advising people on what to do, what not to do. How did you become a genius in this phase? Because it looks like the whole world is still trying to figure it out in this whole relationship place. What happened? Wait, what happened?
Now more than ever, said.
Exactly.
Now more than ever.
Because we have other side attractions, like distractions, like
So
social
much.
media
Yeah, so
and all. Talk to
you
me
just
about how
mentioned-
you walked into this thing.
So I think it's basically been in my blood since, even all the while we're doing my banga, doing everything. It was always there, but it was just in my inner circle, just talking to friends and all that. And I feel it was even harder for me as somebody who was already established as Peeshaun. To
As
now
a
try
bad boy,
and,
Peeshaun.
as in
To now
girls
start.
twerking in video, this, that.
Yeah, and you used to have loads of girls twerking in your video. God damn it.
Respect, man.
And all of a sudden you change. You're back now talking about
So it was so hard to put out that first video and be talking about, do this in a relationship, communicate and, calm down, do this. But I realized that I learned so much from my mother growing up, and I'm the last one, so I was always hanging out with her. But Avon was already a tout from when we were small. So it was
running around.
So I was always hanging out with Momsy and all that. So I was very clingy. So I was always listening to her when she's talking to her friends and all that. So I kind of formed all this, I listened to them, how as women they were viewing the world. I realized that when I'm with my dad and his guys, they're talking about what the women were complaining about, but they are laughing about it over a drip.
Different angle.
So I realized that, okay, this is how this one sees, this is how this one sees. So I kind of had access to both. Also, it was with my friends and everything. And I had a couple of influencers that were with me like sometime in 2016, 17, and they were like, this thing you're saying here, come and put it on social media now. And I'm like, what? So it was like a joke. I just put the first one and boom, just went viral. Maybe not the first one, they like 2, 3, 4. Next thing just went viral. I just woke up one day, I had 18,000 new followers.
Wow.
I'm telling you, and I'm like, yeah. And at that time, I don't even think I had 100,000 followers that time, So 18,000 was such a huge figure. I'm like, what went on where, Then came the criticism, the negative. Oh, who is this one? This one, no music, no day again. Can't they tell, So, you tend to start focusing on the negative comments.
Facts.
So my brother started reminding me that look at this positive comment. So look at this one. So I started dishing it out one by one and started catching fire. So I was like, okay. Looks like everything I learned from my mom, which is a wise old African woman, so the knowledge is raw.
Their knowledge is incredible.
I was like, okay, looks like it makes sense. Then I've always been a student of psychology, Robert Greene, Tony Robbins. I'm always reading books and all that. So I started bringing everything together, studying people and everything. I started bringing it forward. And it just seemed like there was this vacuum that had been there from our generation because the people dishing out the advice were from a different generation.
Yeah.
And they were not so flexible about looking at where we are coming from because we're living in a different world.
Yep.
You wake up nowadays, the temptation a man will face 30 years ago is not the same temptation young men are facing today. You wake up nowadays, you can see 50 half-naked girls putting love struck on your page. If you're a husband, But in those days, you wake up, you go to work, you come back. Well, they thought they were facing temptation, but what we are facing here is amplified. Human nature, positive and negative, is amplified on all levels, So I realized that there was a generational gap between the people who were giving advice and people who were asking for advice. So that's how people started gravitating to me, and I started dishing it out. And Baba, we don't stamp them now.
Now, my thing is, especially in Nigeria, coming from Nigeria, a society that's very, it's basically based on patriarchy. A society that the man knows best and says whatever, everything goes with him. How hard or how easy is somebody in your space now existing there where you're having to challenge those stereotypes and those beliefs and telling men to think differently?
Man, that's part of the challenges actually. But the patriarchal structure that Nigeria has had, both men and women have contributed to it. Both men and women have contributed to it, I keep saying it, we need a sociologist to come and document the wave of feminism we've had in Nigeria, because it's different from what we have in the Western world. It's so different,
Why?
So it's different because we are both influenced by our colonial masters and our culture.
Wow.
So women in Nigeria, in Africa, let me say that, because Nigeria and I understand past, they want to embrace the new age feminism movement, but at the same time they want to hang on to the privileges that the culture give them as being women, But you can't have both, because the women on
Give
this
me an
side,
example of such.
a man will still pay bride price, right?
Yeah.
They still give them lists. Some guys, they will give them list 1.5 million. Someone that maybe salary is 500k. They give him list of bride price. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
They still want. So on one end, you are the man. On the other end, we're equal. So that conflict, was going on. But I understand that we're going through a
change.
A change. But that's why I said men and women contributed to it. Now, the men, the way our fathers played it over time, yes, was very patriarchal. Was very, the man knows what he's saying. The woman will do this, and was very much like that. But we have civilization handing women more ability to be able to fend for themselves. Have more power nowadays is money.
Yep.
Is money. Nobody needs to protect anybody from a lion or a tiger because I'm more muscular than you. It's money. So women are doing all this for themselves, but guys still wanted to play by the old playbook. Oh, I'm the man and everything. And when I talk, I do understand that nature has a role to play.
Yes.
And we can say men have a bigger ego than women.
Yep.
Or let's say men have a different ego.
Yep.
Than women. And if we've come from a lot of generations believing that, not believing, because, for the Christians watching, even the Bible says the man is the head and everything. But the head is not the head as somebody, it's like the head and a co-pilot. That's how it is.
It's not like a leader. It's like a partnership.
It's like a partnership, exactly.
A leadership partnership.
But we've misinterpreted it so much, and a lot of guys are holding on to that with all their. We now have these women who are beginning to, because there are even a lot of women, let's not lie, that in the home they're the ones taking care of. Even when their man is down, to cover face, they will take care of the home.
Of course, they're the ones taking care of the bills and all
that.
Facts.
A lot,
Facts.
because women are very territorial, are very protective.
Yeah.
She doesn't want, women compete with each other.
Yeah.
That's a topic on its own. But where men benefit from that is that because she's competing with others, she doesn't want them to see her husband finish.
So she will
protect,
come and balance that level.
So she will protect. And then we can also say it's also out of love also. Because women have this nurturing spirit. It's just automatic. And this is why women, I can say, when they start having kids, and if they tap into that maternal side, then they start getting more fulfilled in life quicker than guys who are still living in denial, who all his life has learned to deny his emotions, So that's basically what, has been happening. And it's just been, Nigeria has been patriarchal, but we're getting there. We're facing a different phase now, but some women are betraying the movements that they are supposed to be supporting. Right? Patriarchy is what makes men have loose ends, right?
Yeah.
Patriarchy is what makes a man say, I cheated on her, but I'm a man now. She should know that I didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But when a woman cheats, they'll say, hey, how can you take her back?
Yeah.
So
that's a question that I actually wanted to ask you, because I've seen you talk about that in the past. Come on, you're a guy. We hang around a lot of guys where people have these conversations and say, listen, I'm just, whatever it is, smashing or whatever. I don't, is it possible to love more than one woman?
So obviously that question.
Listen, man, you're the expert.
That question is deep.
You're the expert. That's the first question.
No, I think you can love. No, I don't think it's possible to love more than one woman, but you can have deep feelings for more than one woman, right? Now, a guy can have security with one woman. The thing is, men will always stay with the woman that gives him security. But security is also the same ingredient that makes love and desire fade in some cases, right? That's the struggle of a lot of long-term relationships and marriages today, because love, security, predictability has to be in the picture. For you to feel secure, you must be able to predict and see forward.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So that spontaneous side of
Angle
things is off, right?
Yep.
Because I mean, think about it. A couple, they are married, they have 4 kids.
Yeah.
When money comes, the first thing the woman is thinking like, oh yeah, school fees, this,
This one,
that, you know. Even if they want to say, let's just go on, let's go to Maldives, let's go, that comes secondary,
Yep.
or even tertiary, you know. So those things now don't bring that spontaneous side of things. And we know that you definitely need to be spontaneous if you want to keep the vibe alive. So people have to now they have to consciously put
be
that into it. You have to plan it into it. It's not going to happen. You know,
because responsibilities have taken over.
Yeah, you know, because you're building something here. You know, but if it's boyfriend, girlfriend, you guys can just freestyle things, you understand? And when it happens like that, if a man does not caution himself, he might start looking for that, you know, that thrill somewhere else. Yes, he might start looking for it somewhere else. Then comes this sweet young girl, you know, that is not following that. Any small money, she's saying, baby, you want to buy it here.
Enjoyment.
Then she's caressing his ego in such a way that his madam has not caressed his ego in a while.
Cursed him out.
You know, it's not that she doesn't want to caress his ego, but
she's busy with other
life
things.
issues, they ground, you know. So he's now, this one now rubbing his beer. You know, he gives her small money. She buys super straight here. What do they call super boom? Bone straight. She buys all those things. You know, she's sending him a picture. He's feeling like but this one, I won't call it see finish, but security and predictability has.
She doesn't have time for all of that
so
stuff.
he wouldn't leave her for this, you know, flashing by side chick. But he's feeling something unless he checks himself. Unless he checks himself. And in the world of social media, display, the display is...
Now, you touched on a big topic, which is the fact that, you know, especially coming from where we're coming from, the guys find it easy to say, oh, if they cheat and they, you know, the woman finds out, listen, man, I'm sorry, man, you know, but the girl can't, you know, she, you know, stole
women have evolved. And to a large extent, we are a product of the times we live in, right? So 40 years ago, women could, even a woman who doesn't really want to buy into it, it could be a bit more bearable for her. Because everybody around her is saying, well, it's okay, that's how men are. Men are polygamous by nature. But women have evolved now. And they're like, no, you should be faithful. If I can be faithful, you should be faithful. Like, I'm bringing something to the table also, you know? So why can't you be faithful like I'm faithful? So because they've evolved, I won't say ego, but let me say they now have a bit more bigger ego. You know, they can't really just take it.
Accept anything, nonsense.
Just like that. But we still want to play that same position where our papa then play.
Okay, so, all right. They say there's genetics in alcoholism. There could be genetics in, you know, being athletic and being a sports person. Can genetics have something to play in being a womanizer?
It can, It can, and I think
how do we help a genetically
engineered
womanizer
prostitute?
How do you help someone whose grandfather had multiple wives, his father had multiple wives, and he's supposed to be in a monogamous relationship? How do we?
You see, there's no denying that nature has a role to play in how promiscuous men can be. Of course, society has a role to play in the fact that boys are just allowed to, you know. But, I mean, nature has a role to play. Nature has a role to play. So, but we're not dogs or we're not goats. So we can, that's why we don't just move with instinct, you know. We have intelligence to be able to bend it and everything. But when the guy has 4 or 5 generations before him of great men, right, who were whoring around, definitely there's a tendency for him not to see that, you know, to see anything wrong in it. Like, right, he has seen his grandmother condoned it, his mother condoned it, his aunties are condoning it. And That's why I said great men. And those men, they were established in society, built this company, built that, and everybody's celebrating them, you know. So he would think, oh, okay, it's all right. I mean, that means I should be able to push this through also. But this is why I said patriarchy is contributed by both men and women. Especially a place in Nigeria, because it seems like the conversation of cheating in Nigeria is really directed towards middle class men. When you're having that conversation,
when you are a rich man, it's almost like you're right.
Conversation, the volume of these women, it starts to go down. Their voice they low.
God damn.
I don't know if we're going to call it hypocrisy. So I'm not trying to put all the blame of patriarchy on women, but this is where they contribute, and this is where they need to look at it. Because we keep abusing our parents' generation that they are hypocrites and everything. But let's look at our own generation. Shopsy. Let me say this, looking in the camera. Not all, but majority of flashy women in Nigeria who are flashing this and flashing that. Now, prick, then they use support.
Cool.
Now, prick, then they use
So, what you saying? A majority of the women that are
flashing this
expensive stuff and have money.
Now, there's a percentage that are working for their thing. But you see, there's a larger percentage that the very thing they're complaining about is what is supporting that status that they're upholding in society.
That's a time bomb.
Some chicks will even have a business. Maybe a business can make her buy a house in Aja, the end of Aja, but not buy a house in Lekki Phase 1. Do you understand? So she's standing on the ladder of brick to be able to, you know, play that flashy role, buying expensive things like wasting money like there's no tomorrow. Now, this is not me hating on them. Make your money, enjoy yourself. If you have to climb man,
don't complain that you want
to climb man to enjoy. Don't hate the player, hate the game, you know. Enjoy yourself. But you can't join that conversation of patriarchy or men cheat when you are supported by a man
that's cheating.
You know exactly. There's somewhere there's a 50-year-old woman or a 45-year-old woman dying because you're distracting her husband.
Damn.
You know, but play your game, baby girl. If that's what makes you happy, I can't judge you. Even Jesus said, let he without sin cast the first one. So I'm not judging. I'm just saying you can't join that conversation. So the conversation should be left for the women who are really grinding. Because there are a lot of women, like I said, majority, then they use prick, support themselves. But there are a lot that are also grinding. There's a woman I know who was talking to a group of young girls, and she was telling them that, look, you guys, put in the work, your business, don't bother about flashing, just keep reinvesting in your business. If you want to sell here, if you want to sell shoe, develop yourself as a salesperson, right? In 5 to 7 years, you can start flying business class without thinking of it. The girls looked at her. She said the girls looked at her like, 5 to 7 years, are you serious? When one married man will call her this weekend and send her to Dubai without even thinking of it, without even seeing her, you know? And just the way it is, masculine energy always wants to possess feminine energy. Masculine energy wants to consume feminine energy. So when a man is rich and everything, and there's this girl that's just fine and young and she's feeling like a princess, you'll be like, come here, what do you want? Let me, you know? And if the guy is saying, oh, leave me, I don't do that, you'll be like, shit, because I offer 200K. Take 500K. Take 1 million. One day she will just break, you know? So, I mean, the conversation changes when it's rich men. So when you hear, that's the Nigerian flavor of feminism. When you are talking to middle class men or a home where the woman and the man are bringing almost the same income, the guy is bringing 500,000 naira, the woman is bringing 450,000 naira, they will answer themselves. But a home where the woman was driving a Toyota, the guy put her inside Benz Jeep, you know, she no talk. As a matter of fact, when she sees that the guy is cheating, she will start keeping quiet and be like, oh, so if I leave him, all these girls now will move in. And she's actually right. The girls will move in and condone that cheating she's not condoning.
God damn it.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So are we going to be real with ourselves here? That's women's contributions. And men know. So Nigerian men have figured it out. Like, make the money. All these bullshit debates is not going to come near you. They say cheating is a rich man's sport.
Damn.
It's a rich man's sport, you know? So the conversation changes. But if these women can have this conversation across board, let's hear stories of a woman leaving her rich husband because he cheated. Let's hear that she left him and she went back to driving a small Toyota Corolla and she left the Range Rover, packed the car. Let's hear that story. As a matter of fact, the man will run after that woman. You be guy. If a man has a woman, let's even say that, let's say they're not even married.
Yeah.
Let's say they're not even married. He has bought you the most expensive diamond ring, everything. You know, and you know cheating is a deal breaker for you. You know that you don't want, and he cheats on you, and you walk out and you drop everything he bought for you, everything you dropped and go, and you go back to your mother's house. It would be like what? Like what? Yeah, because of how it is, a lot of guys too in Nigeria depend on their money to make an
To do
impact
things.
in their
Yeah. That's the difference. That's the difference between Ibadan boys. You know,
Yeah.
we grew up on the hustle. We know how to talk to women.
So it's real.
You know what I mean?
So they shouldn't misinterpret me. I'm not hating on the girls that use prick to support their lifestyle and everything. Enjoy. I mean, it's
Do your thing.
It's
If
colorful.
that's-
Enjoy. Yeah, enjoy. You know, but you can't join that conversation because there are some women who are really working hard. You know, who are really depriving themselves, who are going out there meeting with these sharks of men. And these men are saying, what's wrong with you? We know your type, you know, and she's resisting it. And she's grinding and she's missing job opportunities because she's not sleeping with one person or the other. Then she's going other longer routes, you know. Those are the women that are strong and independent women. But you want to betray your gender, then you want to come out and say strong and independent. How are you strong and independent? You're not, man. And that's the hypocrisy that is on our generation. That's part of, don't let me say that's part of the hypocrisy that's on our generation. Because while everybody's trying to look away from it, like, but it is what it is. Otokoni. Otokoro.
That's deep, brother. From the relationship expert himself, Peeshaun, aka the superstar musician. Now I want to cross back into the music space.
Yeah.
Recently we heard the Ghana versus Nigeria beef.
Yeah, I saw your live.
That continues to rage on within our community.
Yeah.
Ghana and Nigeria are probably the closest African countries.
Twins.
Yeah,
Twins.
inseparable. Now we've even crossed that line. We have marriages that have crossed over now. Husband, wife,
Straight.
whatever. I've got
Straight.
nephews that are Ghanaians
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
blood nephews. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I mean? What are your thoughts about this continuous beef? And, you know, some people saying, you know, Nigeria takes creativity from Ghana, don't share credit with Ghana. Some people say Nigeria does share credit, but the Ghanaians are not taking advantage of what they're doing. It's hard work that have put you, Nigerian entertainers, you know, in bigger places around the world. What do you say to that? And how do we finish this negativity and chase it away once and for all?
I think just the way politicians use negativity to trend and pave way. Same way some creative artists want to use negativity to pave their way. Maybe they see positivity might take a longer route, so they just want to use negativity to quickly trend. And Nigeria and Ghana don't have any issues. I was at a party recently. I saw two Ghanaian brothers there, and it was Nigerian jollof that was served, you know. And as they were eating, I was like, "You guys are from Ghana." I said, "You see." Then I took that picture, like I caught you eating Nigerian jollof. And then we started saying, "Come to Ghana, it's Ghana jollof," you know. And I've actually been to Ghana. I've eaten Ghana jollof. It's lit.
Crazy.
It's lit. It's lit, you know. So Nigeria and Ghana don't have any issues, but some people definitely want to use it to trend. Now, on the issue of Nigerian artists take something from other African countries. I mean, Ghana can't say it's only them. Take something
from South Africa.
We embrace Guara.
Yeah, from
Amapiano.
Congo, everywhere.
But we embrace anything. There's this guy, Pate after Pate.
From Uganda.
The guy had shut down a hotel.
Facts.
Shut it down. They embraced him. See, the thing us African artists have to understand is that it's not as if Nigerian artists or Nigerians are not supporting them. The thing is, Nigerian artists only stand on the shoulders of their fans. We are nothing without our fans. Do you understand? We stand on the shoulders of our fans. And Nigerian fans don't even support Nigerian artists. Nigerian fans are not looking for who to support. They're looking for who is hungry.
Yeah.
Look at Zazu.
Who's moved?
Look at Zazu. You see hunger in his eyes. That guy is coming with fire. Rema came with fire.
Yep.
You know? All these people, they're not looking for who they should support. You know? Like Davido, rich kid, came with fire.
Came back to the street.
Davido strips himself of every privilege of wealth and grinds. We all know that Davido's grind is what is getting him there more than his money.
Facts.
You know?
Without doubt.
So Nigerian fans are not looking for, oh, this is the person. So you have to step on it. Yemi Alade will go to East Africa and sit down there for weeks, going from radio station to radio.
Facts.
Big radio, small radio, prime time interview. She will sit down there. They not call her Mama Africa.
Facts.
She worked for it.
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
she worked for it. So even Nigerian artists are not getting the support that these Ghanaian artists are complaining that they're not getting. Nigerian artists are not getting it. They only work, and then when they see that, they're rewarded.
Yes.
For their work.
Then that support comes in.
Yeah, and we cannot, you know, not talk about fans from other African countries, because on this side, you know, the shows you guys do on this side, you know, it's not only Nigerians that are there.
Pan-African,
you know,
especially with the audience here.
Big shout out to all those African fans, you know, coming to support. And Nigerians are ready to embrace anything.
Yeah.
And we don't want to claim anything.
Yeah.
What do we claim? What? Piano is not ours.
Yep.
It's not ours. Even Azonto was Ghana.
Yeah. Facts.
You know, I think it was Chris Brown that mistakenly said Azonto Nigeria. But what does he know?
Because he didn't know.
Yeah. He's coming from that other side.
He went to Mama's. It was at Mama's Awards that he saw that in South Africa.
So that was just a slight mistake. Which Nigerian artist ever went out and said Azonto is our own?
Yeah.
We don't need to claim anything.
Yeah.
Like, we don't. We already have so much. Besides, creativity, Nigerians are very generous with creativity.
Yep.
From our musicians to our comedians.
Yep.
You can go
Movie
on social media,
guys.
you laugh, movies, Nollywood. They're very generous with creativity, and that's why we keep growing in creativity. We don't hoard creativity. We just dish it out, right? So next time you want to do something, you have to think of something new.
Yeah.
And that's how our music has been going. It's not like the Afrobeats music journey in Nigeria has been supported by, that's why I said shout out to all the record label owners and everybody has put one era.
Everybody.
The government never said, come and do
Till
this money."
tomorrow.
Never. One time that one past president said they gave 200
There's no
million.
money.
We no
Nobody
see,
saw the money.
we no see, one studio session, we no see. 15,000 naira studio session, you know surface. So, everybody's grinding. We know movie directors who have made movies, budget for the movie is 2 million naira. They will end up making 1 million naira from the movie. They will end up being in debt. It's not that Netflix and everything is now coming in and they're beginning to,
cinema.
you know, but it's not always been sweet like this, you know. So Nigerians are very generous with creativity. Nigerians are always putting in that much work, and that's why we keep going there. And we don't want to claim anything from any African. So anybody saying, Nigerian artist is just trying to get attention. And that guy, he got attention.
He got the attention he was looking for, no doubt.
They don't say me with no mention in him. Say that we did. I saw somebody call that page. Say
that we they give am boss.
Where's that Shopsy? So now I didn't want talking him.
But now, finally, for you, what can people expect 2022? We know you're doing, you know, the speaking thing, relationship advice thing, but you've also mentioned the fact that you're going to be stepping back into the musical arena.
Totally.
What should people be looking forward to? Because Skuki is a very important part of the music business, the Afrobeats history over the last 10 years. The flavor you guys bring, the excitement and the energy you bring to your sounds. He's unique, and that's why I told you when you came in that regardless of whatever you want to mess with nowadays, this Skuki energy must remain that Manye Mbanga, Woli Agbara pass me. Do you understand what I mean?
Straight up.
So what should we be expecting from you in 2022?
Basically, the thing is, this whole relationship speaking thing I'm doing is I didn't really step out of my being an entertainer.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. And I think the world... Well, my world, Nigeria, needed that at that point because they needed to see somebody who is not trying to be so perfect, telling them facts, you know, and showing that we are all into this together, you know. So I don't call myself a relationship expert because I don't think anybody can be an expert in these philosophical matters, you know. It's not the problem we had from generations was that they tried to use scientific approaches to solve philosophical questions and social issues. It's not what human beings are not algorithms.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say A plus B is. You can only. That's why when I make my videos, I always tell people I'm making a video for one person. This video I'm making is for one person. If it hits one person, mission accomplished. The rest of you might not agree. Maybe tomorrow's video you will agree, and that's how it's supposed to be. You know, so I didn't really step out of my being Peeshaun. You know, that's why my Instagram handle is Skuki Peeshaun. Yeah. So it's still interwoven in entertainment industry. So bringing back music, I'll just step into the studio, drop one lamba, Baba, give them on somewhere, maybe get it on TikTok, get people to do. If it trends, catches fire,
Let's
good.
go.
I trust you to show love, but I'm not going to have to stop.
What
This
you're
relationship.
doing. This is a
thingy.
new
No.
arm to
Yeah,
yourself.
because I have a lot of relationship seminars. I'm going to be holding Lagos, UK here, UK in around March.
That's amazing.
I'm going to be doing that. I have my dating sites, which is in the works.
Where people can find love.
Yeah,
Is this short time love or
no,
this is
serious?
full-
Zero, not
Zazu.
Zazu. I know how they complain, say then serve them breakfast on my platform. But breakfast will be served. Breakfast will be served, though. It's normal.
That's what I wanted to say.
It's part of life.
You can't.
It's
Listen,
part
you
of
can't
life.
protect. Breakfast will be served.
It's part of life. So, I have that. I have a lot of plans. I have a lot of things that I'm gonna do in that space because it's a huge market.
Yes.
And there's something I can bring.
Multi-billion-dollar.
Yeah. And just like the way I brought a new swing to the relationship speaking thing, being a person who is not coming from a high moral standing that I know.
You're one of us.
Your guy man let me know. Guy man let me know. So coming from that, so that's also what I want to craft into my dating platform. It's not all this matchmake. No, it's gonna be different, but I'm still putting all the pieces together. But a lot of seminars coming up, a lot of building in
Where
that
people
space.
will be able to
So
pay
much.
to come and listen and
Yeah,
see you
absolutely.
live, talk about
Absolutely.
interesting topics and
Absolutely.
stuff like that.
I'm going to drive it in. And like you call artist ambassadors. So I want to be the Nigerian ambassador
Absolutely.
on this.
Absolutely.
Because, there's so much intelligence in that country. There's so much. Like I said, fans are not looking for who to survive, they're looking for who is hungry. So that hunger will drive out your deepest creativity, So in this space of relationship speaking, I want to be an ambassador. There are a lot of great relationship speakers in Nigeria, and we're all doing a great job in that space. A lot, we're all doing everybody has their different approaches, everybody has their signature, that they're bringing to the game. So I'm bringing mine, and all of us will,
Where can people go and get that information? Is there websites? Where can people go to follow you and check for daily updates on this?
Good. My website is www.guygirlcode.com.
Guygirlcode.com.
Because I tried to niche it at one point. It's okay, we'll be talking to women. No, I'll be talking to guys, but Baba, I'm saying everything together. And it's making sense. So let me know how it's the sense.
Who are you getting the most support from? Do the women love you more for saying some of the stuff, or the guys?
Shopsy, it started with women being, when you check your insights on social media and they show you the
percentage. Yeah.
So it used to be like, I think 72% women and then 28% men. But now it is 50-50. As a matter of fact, at some point at the end of 2021, it was 51% men and 49% women.
That was following you?
Because, man, boys have questions too, man. And boys have things they're going through also.
Facts.
Boys have things they're going through also.
What about that part? The fact that we don't like to be honest. We don't like to be seen as emotional, weak, sensitive.
Men, right?
Yes.
Now, what is ourselves we're cheating on that ish, man? I'm telling you, man. It's ourselves we're cheating on that ish. But I do understand how we've been engineered. And I also say nature has a role to play also. I'm not a social constructionist, so I won't say it's only nurturing that brought us to this point. No, nature also has a role to play. But at the end of the day, the man has to learn that side of himself. A man has to learn that side of himself. We develop too much of this masculine side of us that it now becomes...
Toxic.
It now becomes... And that's why you now see the word toxic masculinity. And I really would say toxic masculinity is a thing. I always say it's not a thing, but it is. We just have a human being problem because men and women both are toxic. We just have a human being problem. What we need for the men is not that we don't need to fight toxic masculinity. We just need to bring in more positive masculinity. So we actually need more masculinity. We need more men, more guy men. You understand? That will come out and say, okay,
this is how I'm feeling too.
Just like Jordan.
You're not alone.
Just like Jordan Peterson will say that how does it say itself? It will say a strong man is a good man, is a bad guy that has mastered self-control. You understand? So it's not a bad guy, but he has mastered self-control. He knows how to just tone it down. So we need a lot of men who are there doing things
to come and share
to come and
teach.
sell more. Don't worry, because young men have so much masculine energy in them that they need somebody to tell them that don't overshoot, don't overthink. Oh, I'm the head. I'm this. You don't have to be fulfilled only because you are dominating a woman. That's not the only place where you can get fulfillment from. You can get fulfillment from actually loving a woman, right? And there's so many other things you can get fulfillment from, But when you just think, oh, I must dominate a woman, that's why I have a lot of guys going to promise 4 or 5 girls, I love you, I love you, I love you, and break their hearts. What are you doing with that? What medal are you gonna get from lying to her that you love her? There are many girls that will knock you and they will not call you tomorrow. Go and look for those ones. Go and look there are many and they are hot. So go and look for those ones. Why is it the one that is telling you that no,
serious,
my heart is delicate,
so only God can forgive.
Yourself, I suspect that you have been on that table.
That table you are shaking. Only God can save us. Hey, God.
See, but then so when we have more men, that's why I said we don't need to fight toxic masculinity. Like we're only going to be reinforcing negativity into the conversation. We need to bring more positive masculinity. We need more men that boys look up to. Like, this guy is making it. Is everything is, and they tell them like, hey, you don't need that one. One woman is okay. One woman is okay. If you no work, no problem. But focus on one. Love her in 1,000 ways. Don't try. You don't need to feel fulfilled because you have 15 girlfriends. So we need more of that.
Ejema Benny.
Go easy. You go shiny now. You will stop. You want that. You want to get number. 15 numbers, you never call them. You still go past, you still collect another number again. Keep load day. But it's not easy.
It's not easy. Well, my brother, it's been a pleasure getting to know you and sit down and talk to you. Now that you're definitely making the UK more of a second home,
absolutely.
This means that we're going to have many more conversations this.
A lot.
There's a lot to dive into. Hopefully, we're even going to get on a live situation, maybe on radio or something where people can ask questions, call in, and start to really dissect these things because we need it. We never had these opportunities in the past. So we salute what you're doing.
Thanks,
I appreciate what you're doing. It's very necessary in our time. And as we said, once again, it's a massive pleasure to have the incredible Peeshaun in the building here on the Afrobeats podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. As always, we appreciate the support. Until next time, it's the same place. Catch us there. From me and my brother Peeshaun, is peace. We're out.